One Zambia, One Nation. The headlines. President Hichilema says education system is key in resolving climate challenges. FAO invests $6.4 million in agriculture. Consultations on $100 million tourism project commences. And government reaffirms its commitment to fight corruption. I'm Kafala Salamba, and my sign language interpreter tonight is Joas Shikombwe. The news in detail. President Hakainde Hichilema says there is need for the education system to incorporate science, technology and innovation to help resolve climate-related challenges in Africa. President Hichilema has stated that Africa needs investment in STEM education, including artificial intelligence, AI, to address the devastating effects of climate change. The head of state said this in a speech read for him by Vice President Mutalena Lumango at the official opening of the Africa Federation of Teaching Regulators Authority 11th Conference and 13th Roundtable held in Lusaka. We have more in this report.
It is commonly said that education is the most powerful weapon that can be used to change the world. In this vein, an Africa Federation of Teaching Regulatory Authorities 11th Conference and 13th Roundtable is being hosted in Lusaka to brainstorm on emerging issues affecting teachers and the teaching profession. President Hakainde Hichilema was represented at the official opening by Vice President Mutalena Lumango.
Our education curricula, right from early years, needs to embrace the emerging issues such as climate change, promoting green growth, safeguarding the environment and natural resources.
The president stressed the importance of the conference to interchange ideas and learn the best practices of developing the industry.
I call upon all eligible organizations in Zambia and other African countries to join AFTRA. To the AFTRA leadership, Professor, I wish to urge you to continue engaging governments to appreciate the value of professional collaboration.
You can only find solutions within Africa and nowhere else. Find solutions for yourselves. And it starts from a teacher and a child. When Madam Vice President declared, and with the President declared free education, we had 4 million children in school. This is a population of 20 million. We're only 20 million as Zambians. After that declaration, we had 2 million more children in school. Today, there are 6 million children in school.
AFTRA president said that the teaching profession continues to face emerging issues and challenges that require stakeholder intervention.
It is important that African leaders have to set up national standing committees on the implementation of the recommendations from the high-level panel of the UN Secretary General. The theme for this year's conference, the teachers we need for the education we want, agenda setting for African Union Education Year 2024, provides another opportunity for all of us to interrogate these issues further, to come up with concrete actions in addressing teachers' challenges in our continent.
The African Union Commission put face the outcomes for the implementation of the roadmap for education as the AU theme of the year for 2024 to encourage teaching reforms. Also, in the Continental Education Strategy for Africa, that is CISA 16 to 25, made teacher development in Africa the first strategic objective.
The conference is being hosted under the theme, The Teacher We Need for the Education We Want, Agenda Setting for the African Union, Year 2024. Bope Sendo for Zanis in Lusaka.
In a related story, Securities and Exchange Commission SEC Chief Executive Officer Philip Chitalu says the capital market has not been spared by the adverse effects of climate change during the first quarter ended 31st March 2024. Mr. Chitalu says the economic factors such as the fluctuations in the exchange rate, inflation, interest rates and the global economic trends affected the performance of the capital market. He, however, stated that for the period under review, government bonds remained relatively stable at about 25%, which he says reflects investor confidence. Mr. Chitalu has added that capital markets have exhibited resilience. Speaking during a media briefing in Lusaka today, Mr. Chitalu said the capital market is not insulated from the negative effects of climate change, especially the prolonged drought. And SEC Acting Director Market Supervision and Development, Leah Simasiku, said the Commission will concentrate on the promotion of nature sustainability projects through the issuance of green bonds guidelines to its clients.
The performance of Zambia's capital markets in the first quarter, of course, had these mixed things, challenges and opportunities, like I said. However, we strongly believe that the policies, the fiscal policies that have been put in place by government should be able to help the markets recover beyond the numbers that we've talked about. So looking ahead, we positive that the debt restructuring will result in positive outcomes, not only for the economy, but the capital markets is part of our economic actors, such that future performance will be anchored on a better economy going forward. The fourth area is government bonds. Government bonds trade on the market. In the first quarter 2024, we recorded 1,809 trades.
So as a financial sector, we chose to be proactive in terms of us also playing a role towards fighting climate risks. And one of the things that we have done is to develop a green finance mainstreaming working group, which comprises of the 3 financial sector regulators, that's both SEC, PIA. It also includes the Ministry of Green Economy, the Ministry of Lands, and other key partners such as WWF and the UNDP Biofin. So some of the activities that we've been doing, and speaking to what CEO here mentioned, we are starting to see the results to the issuance of the first green bond by CEC. So that bond is a little bit different. So it is an ordinary bond, but then it has certain requirements that it has to meet for it to be classified green, meaning that it has to be invested in a project that is climate friendly or that is sustainable. So coming to nature, one of the things that we're going to be seeing very soon, and Zika I think has already endorsed the sustainability reporting standards that were issued by IFRS. So we will now start seeing companies reporting more on their activities and how they relate to.
Central Province Permanent Secretary Milna Mwanakampwe has commended the Food and Agriculture Organization FAO for investing $6.4 million United States dollars towards the generation of standardized digital maps and decision support towards refining of fertilizer recommendations for the Farmer Input Support Program, FISP. Speaking when a team from the Zambia Agriculture Research Institute, ZARI, paid a courtesy call on him, Mr. Mwanakampwe said farmers have been blanketing the application of fertilizer without knowing whether it is ideal for their fields or not. More in this report.
With a view to generate digital soil maps and to redesign fertilizers recommended into the Farmer Input Support Program, government is embarking on soil testing. Assistant Director at the Zambia Agriculture Research Institute, Dr. Ndashe Kapulu, told Central Province Permanent Secretary Milna Mwanakampwe in Kabwe that this will control the use of fertilizers among farmers.
Of 1, generating digitized soil maps. 2, generating decision support tools for specifically to facilitate the refining of our fertilizer recommendations.
Mr. Mwanakampwe has stressed the importance of best practices to enhance agricultural productivity in the province.
We do not know what kind of fertilizer is supposed to be applied in this area, in that area, and we've just been blanketed putting fertilizers where all you know is urea, you know is D, and the levels of nitrogen, the levels of what are not actually measured.
Meanwhile, a 5-day workshop is being held with field officers from different parts of the country on the subject matter.
One of the key activities under the SOFA project is to strengthen national capacity of soil analysis with the primary focus.
The Food and Agriculture Organization is sponsoring the program.
To ensure that we have in place a support initiative that facilitates the capacity building of our soil science or soil laboratory personnel in the country.
The Zambia Agriculture Research Institute intends to collect and analyze 20,000 soil samples from different parts of the country. Hlupekile Nkonika for Zanis in Kabwe.
Meanwhile, the Gender Division at Cabinet Office has empowered 4 women cooperatives in Siavonga district with irrigation systems to enable them venture into agriculture businesses. Gender Division National Principal Officer Jole Monze says the program is meant to alleviate various challenges affecting women. Mukwengu Shepande reports.
After a needs assessment conducted by the Gender Division at Cabinet Office, women cooperatives have been identified to benefit from the agriculture program targeting vulnerable women groups in selected districts in the country. In Siavonga district in Southern Province, the 4 women cooperatives will be given irrigation schemes that will aid them to venture into agriculture activities.
So mbulimbo bagamba wa president kuti wandiga kuti tutayo kuchita promote food production food security wandiga kuti bantu bachite ma business yatirete na yatibambe hakuri yakutegwa mujisijeso muno kubeha kuri nzala tekubanga bamani
okuti muyakuberegera antu omwe ubulimo buyokweleta kuti kwajanika chirawo chipati mwani kusamba mwani kulima mulasambala mutanikire kulanga tusambalira kuti katuchera katutola kumugwe cha cooperative ejo.
Siavonga District Commissioner reiterated government commitment to supporting women.
Tonyebo ndi mulomba kuti aya ma cooperative obire apegwa ibereho yakuti tutaliga irrigation scheme to making sure that irrigation scheme yazvidilira kamba kuno pezi ndoto jesi twalima into ndiyungatayika boto ino muyakuija nayi government mboto yamwane eno ngomwe kalibikira yakainde hijilema imwetera into yamwehoboto.
The development has cheered the traditional leadership.
Ino twakomana meenda kubaenda kutuletera bya kuti katuliko yakulima jirimo mainza kuti mapenza alatumanina umbwa kugonga masamu jiraima jirale kwa bya jiramana kuti antuna kugonga masamu pe tulaba bize mumyunde kulima jirimo mainza amwaga.
The team further interacted with another cooperative which was empowered with butchery equipment. Mkwengu Shepande reporting in Siavonga District, Southern Province.
Northern Province Education Officer Nawa Mulambwa says agriculture science teachers are key drivers of the national economy as they impart learners with valuable skills. Mr. Mulambwa said this when he officiated at the National Conference for Agriculture Science Education Association of Zambia in Kasama. Jafet Munkondia has the rest of the story.
They are gathered in Kasama district to discuss matters affecting their operations. These are agricultural science teachers from different schools across the country who came to attend the 2024 National Conference for the Agricultural Science Education Association in Kasama district. Northern Province Education Officer Mulambwa Nawa officiated at the conference.
We share the good message that we have picked from this place. Because after this conference, we will not expect things to remain the same in your various schools, in your various districts, at whichever level we are, even at the provincial level. We hope things are going to change because we are here to learn. And when you learn, we expect to see progress in whatever happens. And that's what we are here for.
National Science Center Assistant Director George Chileya also attended the conference.
Also to see practical ideas that should emerge from this conference that we're having today. And last year we didn't have. We have just so many challenging issues, which I'm sure the guest of honor will really talk about, which will require each one of us here to bring out. So those ideas should come out by the time we'll be going to Chimba Force.
And Northern Province Education Standard Officer Lina Kamanga had this to say.
We have seen actually in many schools that teachers who teach agric have been translated to teach sciences. It's not like we don't have enough or we don't have many teachers, but they are there. Only that some schools are not introducing agric. Instead, they use them to teach either biology or any other science.
Reporting for Zanis in Kasama District, I'm Jafet Munkondia.
Central Province Permanent Secretary Milna Mwanakampwe has called for enhanced animal disease surveillance to help fight the spread of diseases. Mr. Mwanakampwe said this in a speech read for him by Central Province Assistant Secretary Mwape Kasanda during the launch of the Frontline in Service Veterinary Epidemiology Training in Kabwe. Take a look at this report.
Zambia has continued to partner with stakeholders in efforts to combat diseases such as zoonosis and antimicrobial resistance.
The Frontline ISAVET program strengthens field-level preparedness, early detection, and rapid, effective response to transboundary animal disease, emerging infectious diseases, and antimicrobial resistance within an integrated One Health approach. Considering the drought the country is experiencing, we anticipate more animal and human disease outbreaks in the endemic and new areas. The recent anthrax outbreak is a clear indication of the importance of effective animal disease surveillance systems in the country.
For the Ministry of Livestock, early detection of diseases is cardinal.
We want early detection of disease to be a priority. They say prevention is better than it, isn't it? So if we are up to speed with our detecting techniques, we should be able to nip the problem in the bud.
The partners, Food Agriculture Organization and United States Agency for International Development, say the training is key in disease detection.
The primary aim of this training is to bolster the capacity of veterinary services in disease surveillance and strengthen the One Health approach. This endeavor is made possible through the support of the United States government, specifically the United States Agency for International Development, USAID, under the Global Health Security Program. This training aims to equip participants with the requisite tools, skills, and competencies to improve disease surveillance and risk management at the human-animal ecosystem interface, thus impacting public health, poverty alleviation, and human livelihoods.
Through this training, you are joining the elite first line of defense against infectious disease threats. And by strengthening health surveillance across Zambia, you are also protecting animal populations of Zambia.
Kelvin Tembo for Zanis in Kabwe, Central Province.
We take a break. Stay tuned.
Woman Thou Art is a program that offers counsel to the female folk, sharing real-life experiences and providing guidance to the women and young girls on necessary steps and conducts that will help shape and nurture a sober society. Watch Woman Thou Art on Zanis TV every Wednesday at 18:30 hours on the Topstar channel Channel 6 DTT, and Channel 458 DTH. How I Made It is a program that delves into the many success stories of different people from all walks of life. Watch How I Made It on Zanis TV every Thursday at 18:30 hours on the Topstar channel, Channel 6 DTT, and Channel 458 DTH. Welcome back. Government has started stakeholder consultations on the implementation of the Zambia Green Resilient and Transformational Tourism Development Project. The project, which is supported by the World Bank at a cost of $100 million United States dollars, will be implemented in Nsumbu National Park in Northern Province, the source of the Zambezi River in the Northwestern Province, and Liuwa National Park in Western Province. Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu, who officiated at the stakeholders meeting in Kasama, said the project is aimed at creating an enabling environment for nature-based economy in tourism. Taonga Nkoma gives more in this report.
Tourism is one of the key sectors that government is prioritizing to drive economic transformation and create jobs for the masses. Government has therefore highlighted the need to support the development of tourism through the development of supporting infrastructure as outlined in the 8th National Development Plan. To this effect, government, with support from the World Bank, is in the process of implementing the Zambia Green, Resilient and Transformational Tourism Development Project, GREAT TDP, at 3 sites, among which is Nsumbu National Park, the home of the famous Kasaba Bay in Sama District. The project has since held a stakeholder engagement meeting in Kasama to explain the project and was officiated by Northern Province Permanent Secretary Bernard Mpundu.
The need to develop and maintain infrastructure in all sectors, particularly in rural areas, notably, will be the development of climate resilient infrastructure across all sectors. The project seeks to provide support towards tourism development through a holistic and integrated approach to include enabling infrastructure development, policy to unlock opportunities for investment.
And Provincial Deputy Permanent Secretary Beauty Undi Piri highlighted the need to develop the Northern Tourism Circuit.
I'd like to commend the GREAT TDP project in undertaking this very important stakeholder consultation to our province, which will enable the team an opportunity to introduce the project as well as to engage in stakeholder consultations.
And stakeholders are happy with this development.
For us, it's an opportunity for this project, the GREAT TDP. It's an opportunity for tourism development to help us even to have access to those places that are difficult to reach.
Reporting for Zanis in Kasama District, I'm Taonga Nkoma.
The World Bank Group has started consultations with various stakeholders in Eastern Province to feed into the process of formulating the new Country Partnership Framework, CPF. World Bank Zambia Country Manager Achem Folk has assured the nation of the institution's support towards the fulfillment of the country's development agenda. Here are the details.
The World Bank has continued to offer financial support to Zambia's development process. In pushing this agenda, the institution has commenced consultations with stakeholders in Eastern Province to ensure help responds to the needs of the people. World Bank Country Manager Akim Folk led the consultations in Chipata.
The idea is really to hear from all of you. The World Bank really is only here to support Zambia and its development. And what we do and how we should do and where we should focus on is really up to the people of Zambia, right? Government officials, private sectors, any stakeholders. And we'll try to sort of extract, to hear from you about the priorities that you see and where you feel that the World Bank Group can provide the biggest support to you in your development.
We are in the process of actually developing a provincial delivery unit, and the support strategy to fit into the presidential delivery unit. And actually this kind of deliberation and many other strategies that our cooperating partners are developing are going to actually feed into our regional development strategy.
Provincial administration is optimistic of this process and subsequent support from the World Bank.
The issue of climate change is very, very important for us, and we want to ensure that any development agenda that we are going to engage into, they need to appreciate that we need to pitch into the sustainable development. Macroeconomic thinking is very, very important, but micro for us, microeconomic thinking is the best, because that touches on the livelihood of our people, that touches on the social fabric of our communities.
Among the stakeholders being engaged are government officials, the private sector, and civil society representatives. Abigail Kashweka reporting in Chipata.
Now, the Citizens Economic Empowerment Commission, CEC, has continued to record success stories of beneficiaries who are putting the empowerment loans to good use. Senanga is one such district that has recorded success stories from beneficiaries prudently utilizing the CEC loan scheme. Lakson Makosa was in Senanga and now reports.
Senanga in Western Province is one of the districts that has recorded success stories of people's livelihoods being transformed after being empowered with loans under the Citizen Economic Empowerment Commission program called Busulu. A case in hand is of Matilda Levy, a beneficiary of Busulu loan who has managed to connect and electrify a house using proceeds generated from a business venture funded by Citizen Economic Empowerment Commission.
Really, I benefited a lot from CEC because from the profits that I got, I managed to pay back my loan on time. And then I remained with about 13,000, which I used to buy wiring materials for my house. And then I had even to pay to Zesco. There was a promotion, and then I paid 250 kwacha. And then I had to engage even an electrician to come and do the wiring of my house. Right now, as I'm speaking, my small house is now electrified and the power is there. So this money has benefited me.
Government is elated with reports of individuals who are putting to good use loans obtained from the Citizen Economic Empowerment Commission and are since urged beneficiaries of various Citizen Economic Empowerment Commission loan schemes to repay so that others benefit from the revolving fund.
Very exciting to hear of the good, report coming from Western Province, where our, SMEs and cooperatives have been empowered and their lives have been changed. The new Dawn government under His Excellency Mr. Kainde Ichilema is to change the lives of every Zambian. And that's why the president, created the Minister of SME to try and help, small businesses and cooperatives to have access to affordable financing.
It is evident that the Citizen Economic Empowerment Commission loan schemes are transforming people's livelihoods in many parts of the country. For Zanis, I'm Lakson Makosa.
Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security, Jack Mwembu, has reaffirmed government's commitment to ensure those involved in corrupt activities in the past and present are held accountable to recover funds and assets. Meanwhile, Federation of Free Trade Unions of Zambia representative Nelson Piri has urged the Ministry of Home Affairs and Internal Security to to be firm in the fight against corruption if public resources are to be protected from misappropriation. We bring you more in this report.
Government is determined to stamping out corruption and recovery of public resources. Minister of Home Affairs and Internal Security, Jack Mwimbu, stated that individuals accused of engaging themselves in corruption should face the wrath of the law.
I will not apologize to anyone for what we have done in our fight against corruption, because we believe that corruption is anathema to the rights and privileges of our people. If we don't fight corruption, we will never succeed in providing for our people. You are all aware, even now, the donors have been complaining against what is obtaining in other sectors where have been stealing medicines, they have been depriving our people of the goods and services.
Federation of Free Trade Unions of Zambia representative Patson Piri feels the Minister of Home Affairs should do more to ensure public service workers follow laid-down procedures in the utilization of public resources.
Corruption may seem to be fought by the goodwill of government today, but we ourselves entrusted to handle, to distribute the tools equitably are not doing justice.
Gift Banji, Zanis, in Monze, Southern Province.
Mumbwa District Commissioner Namkolo Hayumbu has stressed the importance of careful retirement planning for civil servants in the district. And Public Service Management Division Future Search Director Joshua Kamanya has advised civil servants to prioritize financial contentment to avoid falling into debt traps.
Public Service Management Division Future Search officers are taking turns to provide financial literacy and management skills to civil servants during the pre-retirement orientation workshop in Mumbwa District. Mumbwa District Commissioner Namkulo Hayumbu was in attendance and said as workers prepare for retirement, it is essential to plan ahead and to consider for their future.
Within 6 months, most of them, they are broke, they have nothing. And when you have nothing, you can't get any employment. When you have been working for more than 30 years, you just say, let me die. You rest, and you leave the entire family. Children, your spouse, and even the family members, those who are depending on you. Means you have killed everybody. So I wouldn't like one of us to be like those.
Public Service Management Division Future Search Director Joshua Kamanya has urged civil servants to manage their finances prudently to ensure a smoother transition into retirement.
So you take more years contrary to what they tell you when you go to the banks. So on the cost of the loan, that charge is based on the money that you are holding. That's where the charge comes from. So now you become trapped in what is called dirty trap. So you become very frustrated. I don't know whether you have to go also into debt restructuring.
Civil servants in attendance are grateful for the insights shared during this workshop.
I've realized that there are some of the mistakes which we usually make, and we have realized that maybe I'll move on and control those mistakes.
The meeting was an eye-opener. Most of the things that we didn't know before retirement have been talked to us.
Krugasiankuru, Zanis, Mumbwa.
Some chiefs in Chadiza district have commended government on the various policies and programs meant to benefit the public. Chief Mwangala says he is cognizant of the re-entry policy and free education that deters early marriages in various communities. And Chief Mlolo pointed out the benefits brought about by the social cash transfer program. Jobel Zulu has more.
In order to meet basic needs of people, government has come up with programs aimed at improving the quality of life of all Zambians. Chadiza district is one of the districts that has benefited in various programs and policies, including social cash transfer, re-entry policy, relief food, socio-economic reform programs, among others. Chiefs are cognizant of government's effort.
Zigawo zilimo gale zimene tuliona hadi kutolonga kale pakati hapa matandizika wena chikwa cha ndila masomo atafotokozewa gale kale mbeta izi pali pano tiziwa kuti kakale makolo wena wajakhala alimo msisitimu matandizika.
On early marriages, chiefs are aware that it is punishable by law. The district commissioner has an assurance.
Mwamenetina kuti boma inaikako iruika programs kuti vantu vanu vana vako mama vasafina njala. Komanso pamene mwaona kale boma inasintha zinthu monga kalipirido kandalama.
Juba Zulu, Zanis, Chadiza district, Eastern Province.
United Nations Children's Emergency Fund, UNICEF Zambia, has commenced a scoping exercise to collect data on adolescent health in Lusaka district in order to combat challenges being faced by adolescents. UNICEF Disability and Social Policy Section Program Specialist Alec Nyirenda says the program will look into the specific needs of the youths through working in line with the 8th National Development Plan Framework and UNICEF Country Program document. Here's a report.
Lusaka District Commissioner Rosa Zulu was this morning happy to receive a delegation from the United Nations Children Fund, UNICEF Zambia, who are on a new program dealing with adolescents' health.
What we've done is working with government within the 8th National Development Plan Framework, but also the country program document that we have, which is signed between the UN and the government of Zambia. We are looking at how best can we implement the 8th National Development Plan. One area we have picked, apart from several other interventions, is that of adolescent health.
UNICEF explains that the program is aimed at directly engaging the adolescents.
We also just want to make sure that the voice of the adolescent girl or adolescents in general is heard. They are engaged. We're not designing for them, but they're telling us, Chipo, this is our problem. This is what we need, and not what you think we need.
There are already certain platforms, especially when it comes to the sub-national levels, especially in Lusaka, for promoting youth participation and making sure youth, adolescents participate in the decision-making process.
Digital platform is one of the tools that UNICEF will use to engage the adolescents.
Our youth are very much tied to digital technologies. They are largely online, and they want to explore what's happening with the internet and so on. So we want to see how we can enhance engaging them using these technologies to achieve the results which will be being achieved in the different sectors.
And Lusaka District Commissioner has encouraged the delegation to visit wards with critical adolescent cases.
Matero, Kanyama, Chawama, Mandevo, the way I'm putting them, in the Munai. This age you're talking about, truly will appreciate if you go down there, see how best we can work together, because this is the age which has a problem. If this age is not controlled, then we are heading nowhere.
Rita Silenga reporting for Zanis in Lusaka.
The Kauma Town Council Public Health Department has trained various food handlers on basic food safety in the district. The aim of the training is to raise awareness among food handlers in order to reduce the spread of diseases. Clarence Chiwaya has more in this report.
In a quest to reduce foodborne illnesses, Kauma Town Council has embarked on a training exercise for food handlers to enhance hygienic behavior. Various food handlers have gathered for a training to be equipped with important knowledge that will secure a hygienic environment and behavior. Kauma Town Council Public Health Education Officer Fueluka Kinga articulates the genesis of the training.
It is the fourth one actually in this quarter for 2024, the first quarter for 2024. The meeting was stated by number one to ensure that there is prevention of illnesses and diseases in the district, foodborne illnesses and diseases in the district. This specific training is one of the packages in public health that ensures that people are imparted with basic skills and knowledge in basic food safety to ensure that they enhance good practices for the prevention of good illnesses. So ensuring that we maintain good hygiene and safe environment for restaurants and bars.
The food handlers also have submissions to make.
The meeting has showed us that we need to keep our health safe, and it's beneficial. It starts from our homes and then going to our places where we're doing businesses. Yeah, I'm advising them to concentrate to what we have learned and then imitate all the instructions. And we are promising you, sir, we make efforts to improve on what we have learned. And maybe by the end of this month, I think we put things in place.
Clarence Chiwaya, reporting for Zanis in Kauma District, Western Province.
Finally, in the news, Global Supply Chain Assessment Southern Africa says government institutions can reduce audit queries, financial mismanagement, and enhance the prudent management of public affairs through routine training of procurement and stores officers. Here are the details.
The Alliance Procurement and Capacity Building has continued with its program of training government officers in procurement procedures to avoid audit queries that continue to appear in the Auditor General's reports and to sensitize these officers on the new reforms in public procurement. The training being conducted in Ndola has attracted procurement officers, accountants, stores officers, and district health directors from the Ministry of Health in the 5 provinces such as Northwestern, Copper Belt, Rapula, Northern, and Central Province.
We have already trained more than 4,000 civil servants. We began in Livingstone, Southern Province, those 5 provinces. We went to Petauke for Eastern Province. We went to Zambia for another 5 provinces. And now we began, that was Ministry of Education. Now we're dealing with Ministry of Health. These 2 ministries have got one of the largest budgets that we have in Zambia. Ministry of Health can talk about infrastructure, hospitals, the construction, and so on. A lot of money goes in. Talk about education, a lot of money goes in construction of schools and so on. So we focus on some of these ministries to ensure that audit queries are reduced, so that we can see more of the results. And that was the purpose of this workshop. And we'll continue as Alliance and Procurement Capacity.
Copper Belt Provincial Head of Internal Audit is happy that the training of these officers will help them to understand procurement procedures.
What we have noted are issues ranging from undelivered materials, failure to follow procurement procedures, and some of these are issues that are known by the people who perpetrate them. Probably what we need is mind change. So what we've been doing is running them through the common pitfalls, audit pitfalls, and hoping that at the end of this workshop, there will be that paradigm shift from doing that which is right. You may wish to know that the intention of government is for all government departments to attain 0 audit queries.
Representative of the participants thanked the Alliance Partners and Capacity Building Limited for imparting financial knowledge in them.
Part of this training, because sure from now I've understood the procurement process. So as I go back to my institution there, I'll have the stamina now to at least to even say this is not the right procedure, or this is the right procedure. And from this training that I've gained today, I'll be able actually to answer to the audit query concerning our school. And even in the procurement process, I'll be able to understand it and implement it.
The training of these officers will help them in understanding government financial procedures and to ensure the members of the public are efficiently served to attain development. Tauvini Ngombe, Zanis, Indola.
As we end the news, a recap of the headlines. President Hichilema says education system is key in resolving climate challenges. FAO invests $6.4 million in agriculture. Consultations on $100 million tourism project commences. And government reaffirms its commitment to fight corruption. That's all we had for you on Zanis News tonight. Thank you for watching.